Aloha, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Welcome to our show. First up, I want to shout out our sponsors. First, we have Defend Hawaii. They've been our first sponsor and been with us since the beginning. Um, if you go on their website, defendhawaii.com, you can see whatever new drops they have for spring. They have a lot of new things coming out. And go on their website, use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, and you'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Next, we have IREP Detail Supply, and they also been with us from the beginning. It's a detail supply company. They have a store in Temple Valley Shopping Center. Everything you need to detail your car, waxes, polishes, soaps. I just got a buffer for my dad for Christmas, so go check them out. Go to irepdetailsupply.com, promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, and you'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Next, we have Hawaii Candy Factory, and I recently used these guys to help fundraise for my daughter's volleyball trip to Florida, and they have these Nam candies. I love the peach. It's a peach lemon peel, and they have gushers, gummies, strawberry belts, anything you can think of, local candy snacks that you find in the crack seed store. It's but next level. You see their packaging everywhere. It's called Noms. Go check them out. Hawaii Candy Factory. Promo code ATBPOD upon checkout. You'll receive 10% off your entire purchase order. Okay, last but not least, we have our medical mushroom company. It's Medicinal Mushrooms Hawaii, and they're a locally based medicinal mushroom company. And right now they have 3 mushroom extracts that I take daily. First, they have lion's mane, then they have chaga, and also turkey tail. And if you don't know what lion's mane does, it's known to increase energy, focus, memory, and improve your mood. The chaga mushroom is to boost your immune system, fight inflammation, and balance your gut health. Last but not least, you have the turkey tail, which is known to fight cancer, tumors, viruses, and boost your endurance. I take all 3 every morning with my coffee. I put it under my tongue. And yeah, I've been taking these religiously every single day. But go check them out. Their website is medmushroomhigh.com. Promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, all capitals, and you will receive 45% off your first tincture. But go check them out. I would suggest try it first with the lion's mane. That's like the baseline one. Go check them out. Aloha. Okay, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. This week, I have somebody I known who just explained to me for 13 years. So about the same amount of time I've known my daughter. But she's one of the biggest makeup artists in Hawaii, Oahu, and I've been having the privilege to see her career kind of start up from a grassroots level and get built to where it is. Manda Norstrand, what's up, girl?
Hey, what's up, homie?
I am super happy you found time to do this. We've been talking about it for a while, and
Forever.
you're you're blowing up, and I am so happy for you, and I'm so happy that you're coming on my show, and
Aw.
hopefully we can inspire some girls to take the initiative and level up their life and business and try and get ahead, because you started from like where. Okay, so you're a makeup artist, right? Like
Yes,
that's your title.
that's my OG title. It's my OG title.
So how did you even get into this and start off? And I'm sure what, like, you're just at home putting on makeup and you're like, oh, I can make some girls way prettier or something.
Yeah, no, it like I literally just used to do it for fun. And it was just something I did on the side. And I just remember like kind of senior year time and a little bit after that, I just was like doing makeup for friends and I was doing proms and I was doing just like people started coming to me for like baby parties and I was like, damn, like I remember someone telling me like you should like get money for this because I honestly was doing it for free. Like I wasn't even charging people. I was just like I just love to do it. And I was like going to WCC at the time and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just was going for my AA. I just was my associates. And I just remember like praying all the time, like, Lord, show me what like I'm supposed to do or what I want to do. Because I literally remember like feeling hungry to like hustle, but I just didn't know what to hustle for. So I like always like pray about it. And I literally remember the moment where I had like that aha moment and I was like outside in my little like yard area and I was like having I said that prayer again. I'm like, Lord, just show me what I want to do, like, and it was around that time. It was like a year before like the world was gonna end. I don't know if you do remember that. Like it was like 2012, like the world was supposed to end, or was it like
Yeah.
2013? But yeah, it was just like some rumor. I didn't believe it, but it just like I was like having that thought, like, damn, what if like the world was gonna end like in like a year? And I like knew it. And what would I do? And I just remember my instant answer to myself was like, oh my God, I'd just like move to the mainland and go to like the dopest makeup school and like just be a makeup artist. And then I was like, ding, I was like, oh my God, I should live like the world's gonna end and just go and do that. Like, just go do that thing that sounds super crazy and just go to some makeup school and like in the mainland and just freaking do it. And so literally in that moment, I was like, I'm gonna freaking do that. Like, and I literally searched for makeup schools online. I was like, I Googled like best makeup school in the United States or like best makeup schools in the world. And I found the one that I ended up going to. And it was like 13K and it was like for 3 months. And yeah, it's like the Harvard of makeup. Like a lot of like famous makeup artists like went there and they even like can teach you how to do like prosthetics, so like monster heads and stuff. But I remember just signing up before I even had the money. I signed up like a year prior and I had to sign this paper saying like I had the money and I didn't have the money. And I always took care of myself. I always had to like provide for myself too. So I knew I wasn't gonna like get that from mom or dad or anything like that. So I signed up for that and I just was like, that was like motivation, like like nothing else. And I just remember that year I had like 3 jobs and I just was like hustling. I stopped shopping, I stopped going out. I just saved like crazy. And I seriously remember like crying like more towards the end to my friend Shannon. I was like, I'm not gonna make it. Like, and I just winded up having enough money like right before like I left. And I paid that thing one time, no down payments. I mean, no what is it called?
Payment plan.
Payment plans. Yeah, I just like all down one time, all my money gone. And I just went to that school and I was living in LA and I was like doing my thing and that's what started it. It was crazy.
Okay, so you told yourself this is what I'm gonna pursue.
Yeah,
Found a college or
school.
makeup school,
Mm-hmm.
and you had a year before you started,
Mm-hmm.
and you just busted your ass to
I just
save 13 racks and to get you to. Oh, I didn't even know that story. That makes it even more cool. Oh, like you just focused and you locked in and
Yeah.
then was like, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I
Oh
gotta
yeah.
do to get there. And you just where were you working? Where were your 3 jobs?
I was working at Zia's. I was working at Gyokaku and I was actually working for Lincoln. I was doing the like
Uh,
not a bottle girl, but like we go to
promo
events and like
model.
pass out. Yeah, promo
Yeah.
model. It's been so long. So I was like doing that. I feel like I had one other side job. I was like literally doing everything I could. Like I just was like hustling on another level.
Seems
Yeah.
like it. And then you
Yeah.
had to fly to LA, and where did you stay? Like what did you do for that?
I got so, you know what? It's just so crazy, like how God's been with me through my whole journey because just like all these like little blessings happen like last minute. I thought I was gonna have to like get an apartment and I was actually gonna get an apartment with my girl, but she backed out last minute and I was like, frick, what am I gonna do? And then I actually have some family in California and my mom like asked them for me if I could stay with them at least while I'm going to the school because it's full time and they said I could for at least a year. So I did that. I stayed with them, and it ended up being like such an awesome moment. I lived with one of my first cousins, and it's so crazy because just like a couple years ago, I taught her how to do what I do with permanent makeup, and and now she's like killing it in the industry. But yeah, no, I got to stay with some family, and that was like such a big help. And then after like a year, I ended up living with one of the girls I met at the makeup school.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So how long
hmm
did you say that school was for?
It was only 3 months.
Okay.
So yeah, after the 3 months, I hustled hardcore. One thing I learned in that school was that you're gonna have to work for free, and you don't just finish the school and become a makeup artist and think that people are gonna want to hire you. They'd have speakers that come in like all the time, and one thing I always remember that these speakers said was that you have to build your name. So I already had it in my head like, hey, I'm gonna work for free. I'm gonna hustle. You know, I'm gonna do everything that I can. And so after the school, pretty much like every weekend, I was doing a free photo shoot in LA, like linking with like other photographers, just everyone in the industry. We just link up. There was like a Facebook kind of for people in the industry. It was called Model Mayhem. So we'd all just do like collabs together. So I was doing that every weekend and then working at a restaurant at the same time. And I was like so broke. I just spent all my money on this school. So I was like hella broke, working at a restaurant and then just doing like free photo shoots like every weekend. So I actually ended up assisting a celebrity makeup artist, Satya. She's awesome. She showed me a lot as well. So I really got to like build my portfolio before I came back.
So how long till you got back to Hawaii?
I stayed up there for almost 2 years.
Oh wow, was that long?
hmm It was, yeah. I stayed up there for almost 2 years. I almost stayed up there because I was like, at this rate, I'm not about to be doing celebrities. Like I was like killing it. I got into my first magazine. I was assisting a celebrity makeup
Oh
artist who
wow.
loved me. I was just kind of like you can tell, like I could tell I was like getting there. So I do feel like if I stayed, I probably would have been doing celebrities, but it was like hard for me. Like I was like, hey, I was sad up there. I didn't have any friends. You know me, I'm like such Miss Aloha, I'm friends with
Yeah.
everybody. I had like no friends up there, and I missed home, and I figured, you know what, in LA, it's a lot of competition, kind of the people. It's a different vibe where I can come
Yeah.
here and be a big fish in a little pond and just like kill the game on Oahu and just like run it and just do a lot of weddings. I honestly love doing weddings versus photo shoots. Um, and so that's what I did. I just came here and I just kind of my plan was to kind of just like dominate Oahu.
Well, it seems like
Yeah,
it's happening. I want to
I'm
back
getting
it up a
there.
little bit. Who
Yeah.
was the coolest celebrities you met that you had to do in LA?
I was there for the cover of, is it Jay Sean or it's Jay something? Yeah, I think it's Jay Sean. Is he like an Arabian looking dude? I'm so bad at this kind of stuff. You've heard of Jay Sean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Jay Sean. Yeah,
So you weren't
I was like,
starstruck at
damn.
all. You're like, fuck, I don't care.
Yeah, I never get starstruck, honestly. Like I was kind of getting used to it in LA. I do
Okay.
remember it was super cool. I assisted for a photo shoot and it was just this like clothing company, like super high end expensive stuff. And they let me and the makeup artist I was assisting go in the warehouse and pick out whatever we want. Like we like got
Oh.
I like left with like 10 things. I was just like, what? This is so cool. Like I was like so young. I was just like so stoked. That was dope.
Oh, that's super cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so when you came back to Hawaii was after what, 2 years, and
hmm
how did you
What happened?
start developing your clients and getting into business in Hawaii?
So after I did that, I moved home, yeah, after about a couple years and I started working at Mac, which at the time was like my goal job, like at least to like start up. Mac was like
Matt?
place,
Yeah,
Mac
yeah.
Cosmetics. Yeah.
Which one?
And
Which one?
I ended up working mostly at Macy's Alamoana.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. But
We
I
used
was
to
tr
sorry, we used to always go over there to promote our nightclubs. We used to have the passes because all the hot girls would be working at Mac, and we'd be like, "Oh, hey, my name's Thaddeus or Hoppa Boy. Come to our event on Friday. Here's a VIP pass." Like Mac was always our go-to spots. Anyway, go
No,
ahead.
yeah, they got hot girls there for sure.
Yeah,
Um, no, but after I finished the school, I was like, my first job, I wanted it to be Mac because I remember the speaker saying like, start off at a counter, like grow your skill first, you know. So I was like, I'm working for Mac, and I remember right after the school finished, I was still in LA, and I went in and applied, I had my resume, all of that, and they never called me back. I went in the next month, I gave it again, and I ended up talking to one of the girls. She's like, it's so hard to get in over here. Just keep like giving us your resume, and just like don't give up. I'm like, bet. So I literally every single month on like the first, I would print out a whole bunch of resumes with my business card and everything. And I went to like every single Mac in like an hour radius. And I literally spent the whole day going to different Mac cosmetics. And it got to the point where the girls like knew me. I did this for a year. I did this for a
every
whole ass
every
year.
month.
Every month. I'm telling you, when I freaking want something, I want it. So
Seems like it.
so I finally got a call from Mac when I'm already gonna move back home. But the freaking regional manager called me herself and she's like, I want a meeting with you. And I go in and she's like, the first thing she tells me is, you're gonna be my assistant one day. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah. She's like, I have never seen someone so dedicated to getting this job. And I'm like, thank you so much. Cause I really want to work here. And I was like, but I'm moving. And she was like all bummed about it. She gave me her personal number. She said, when you move there, give them my number, tell them you were hired in California. And if they have any questions, they can call me themselves. And this isn't no manager. It was like the regional manager. And I just was like, and we totally shared stories. I told her like kind of like what I was doing, and I was like on my own. I just dropped all my money, and we literally had a crying moment. We both had tears because she was like, "You remind me of myself," and I just like, yeah, it was just such a moment with her. I'll never forget her. But yeah, so I came back home and I like went straight to Mac and I let them know like, hey, I just got hired in California. I still had an interview here and whatnot, but they hired me. So that was awesome. I finally worked for Mac. Um, so I was working for Mac part time, and then I was just like building my freelance side of things. So I was, taking any weddings I could get. I was still doing photo shoots. I was just putting myself out there as much as I could. Um, and eventually, I just remember being like so stoked too. Like if I just had one wedding a month, I just be like, yes, I love this. And it's so crazy too when I like look back because I'm like, damn, I do a wedding usually like every weekend now, at least once a week, one to two, sometimes three a week. But
Jeez.
most of the time it's like, once a week is average. But I just remember like being so stoked for every single wedding gig, and it's just so crazy to see like how it's turned out now.
So when you do these gigs, I always wonder, you got to bring your own gear, right? You got to have your own,
My
like
own gear.
your, what is it, tackle box full of brushes,
You should
and
see me.
I can imagine.
I got I got my thing that rolls. I actually just redid the whole thing, so I actually have like a free hand now. It's crazy, but yeah, I have like my light. I have like two, like actually like three like cases of like makeup and whatnot, and I had to buy that on myself. So I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta put in your own like money and whatnot too. I don't even know how much that thing is worth. I like think about that. I'm like, you're thousands. I'm pretty sure it's thousands. Some I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's definitely it's heavy. Yeah.
So you probably use like the most better quality makeups, right? For
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's like the Longs brand and the Matte brand and then like
Yeah.
tiered up for and it's not cheap. I know because my daughter's like trying to get into makeup and I'm like, well, freaking $30 for this little thing. Yeah, I don't get it. But um So you're building your resume and your clientele, and you're starting to develop yourself as a business. How
Hmm.
was that, and how fast did it grow?
It was like slowly but surely. Um, I feel like it was kind of hard working at Mac and trying to build my freelance career because like Mac like wants your whole soul. I loved Mac, but it was kind of hard, you know, like they don't want you kind of just have to dedicate your life to Mac. So it's
Mm.
kind of hard. But I just slowly started getting gigs, and I also was like waitressing or like cocktail waitressing a little bit like at night. I was like still in hustle mode. I was trying to get my money up still, like, and I've always had this super crazy motivation to buy a house for me and my mom. Like that was my whole like motivation in going to California in the first place. Um, but it's always just been like a struggle for us. But so just having that mindset, I was cocktail waitressing, I was working at Mac, I was freelancing. Um, and I ended up getting really good at like drawing brows. And so it kind of was my thing at Mac. I would have like brow competitions with like other girls that thought that they were good at drawing brows. I was like, okay, let's see who's better. I just like I was like the brow guru up there. That was like my nickname to some of the girls. Um, and being just someone that like loved to like transform girls' brows, it kind of turned into microblading, which was the thing at the time, which is like it's semi-permanent like brow tattooing. And um someone was like, you should do it, like you're like the brow master. And I'm like, oh my God, I should do it. I love doing brows. And so I took a training, dropped another like 3K on this like 2 day training, or it was a
In
3 day
Hawaii.
training in Hawaii. It was a mainland company coming, and I ended up doing that. And I started just doing microblading on the side, and then that took off. And so at the same time, I'm working at Mac and trying to freelance. Now I have like a brow clients, and I start working out of a shop I just was renting part-time. And I didn't think I was going to get as busy as I did, but I kind of just like blew up immediately because I think people already trusted me doing their brows because I already was good at doing brows with makeup
Yeah.
and had
Okay,
somewhat of
wait, stop right there. I want to know what
okay.
is microblading, because I heard about it, and then I know it looks weird when you first get it done, because I know girls like, oh look, I got it microblade. I'm like, you look ridiculous. And then it'll kind of fade like
I get natural.
yeah, explain it to me, because I want to know about what how it works and stuff.
Okay, so I mean, I don't do microblading anymore. I do a different technique, but microblading is basically taking a little blade. It's a whole bunch of needles lined up in a row, and like doing like making little paper cuts basically in the skin that look like hair, and you're like rubbing the ink in. So it's supposed to imitate hair and make you look like you have eyebrows. Um,
That sounds
yeah,
painful.
it has a weird sound. They're numb, so they don't really, I mean, it depends, but it's not really sore. There's numbing, but yeah, it has a sound. It's like every time it's gross. I'm glad I don't do it anymore, to be honest. But yeah, that blew up. So then I was like so busy, and I honestly was like, I should leave math because I'm slowly getting more makeup clients, and I'm kind of blowing up with this microblading. Like my weight was always like a couple months out. And
Wow.
I was so scared though to like leave that like paycheck, that like,
Yeah.
and
Security.
yeah, the security. And I never like fully worked for myself in my life. So I just was like, no, I just waited. I held off, and it got to the me for like to hit my breaking point with Mac to like finally leave. I like got so irritated one night. I was like,
I'm
I
out.
quit. Yeah, I actually didn't even quit. I said I'm gonna be a freelancer, which like is a something that you can do with Mac. You can like pick up shifts. You're not
Oh,
like promised anything. But I told him I'm just gonna freelance, and I ended up not even freelancing once because I was so busy. I just didn't even have time to freelance, and it. it took that push for me to actually leave, but it was like the biggest blessing because I was I've been busy ever since, and I've been okay, and it
Yeah.
was like crazy. Yeah, so instantly I just was then I was doing, brows weekdays mostly, and then weddings on weekends. I left all my cocktail jobs and whatnot, and I just was doing my thing ever since.
So how long were you at Mac before you left?
I was only there for about a couple years.
Oh, that's kind of long though.
Yeah, it was long. I was honestly like I was over it by the time I left. I was ready. I was ready to go. But I love the company. I appreciate it. I feel like I grew as an artist and I've met like so much amazing people that I love.
And what, you still use their products?
Yeah, it's in my kit. I get 40% off still. So, but you know what? I am obsessed with Sephora a little bit more than Mac though, which I thought I would never say. But Sephora be taking my money.
Yeah, taking my money too. Freaking my
I know.
daughter. Like we'll talk to you about that in a little bit. But
Okay.
I want to know what happened, Kay. You're on your own. You bet on yourself. It's
hmm
it's it's all about you now. It's all about how hard you want to hustle, how hard you want to take this. How did you start marketing and how did you get to where you are now? And what are you doing now?
It's it's so crazy because it wasn't like one thing that like it just like boom it happened. It was just like staying consistent, taking any job I can, saying yes to everything, and then like opportunities like slowly like coming. I remember when yeah, like when I finished that school, I mean, I've been like laser focused kind of ever since. But I just remember being like so laser focused when I was up there and I was on that site, Model Mayhem, and I was like saying yes to everything. Like I ended up being close to this guy, Randy, he was a photographer, and we would like do shoots like every weekend together. And um it was just so crazy. I just would get like slow opportunities. Then I got to assist for, that celebrity makeup artist, and that just brought opportunities. And I remember when coming back, there was some like music producer that I like winded up meeting, and I told him like, let me know if you need a makeup artist, like I was just doing it for free. And so he like called me to just do like music videos for like up and coming artists or whatnot. And I literally just drive all the way down to like West Side, do makeup for free, and like they'd have a little music video, and like I just was doing anything I can. But I remember he um was producing for or did a song with Ellie Mack and asked if if I want to do makeup after doing makeup for him multiple times with people that like I still never like I don't know who they are. But I was like yes, like I was like that was like
Actually know this person.
yeah, I was like, I know her. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And I was like, man, that'd be so dope if like I did her makeup and then she like loved it. And then I just like became her makeup artist. I was like, and then I went and I did the makeup for her and she like loved it. And she's like, she got my personal number. And like since then I was her like makeup artist for like all these things. I didn't even see him anymore after that. I just was like I just was yeah, it was so dope. I was like, this is so cool. And I feel like she was like the first like myself, like really dope person I got to like work for. And I like did her makeup ever since. And I didn't charge her a dime. I was just so stoked to like be a part of her music videos and just everything. And it's so cool too, like how she's like leveled up herself. And this past concert she did, she just did a song. She like showed up. It wasn't her concert, but it was at Blaisdell.
Oh, the
And
Common Kings one.
yes, that's the
Yeah,
one.
we were there for that. That was nuts.
It
Yeah.
was a good concert.
Yeah.
But she lives in California now, so I don't see her that much. But she hit me up. She was coming down. I did her makeup for the concert, and I just remember she slapped like some money in my hand, and she's like, like she had tears. She's like, I remember every time you were there for me, you didn't charge me a dime. You didn't ask for me for anything, sis. And I'm like doing good now, and I just want to give you this, and like blah blah blah. And we were just like,
She
but
she respected your hustle.
yeah, like she. she appreciates me like just being down for anything that she was doing and like not asking for anything. And she appreciates me and I appreciate her because I feel like, you know, like she put me on the map a little bit too. um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm getting sidetracked off the subject, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's just slowly just things coming and just being consistent and like not like giving up. I just stayed laser focused. I did everything that came my way. And so it just kind of like slowly like built.
Well,
That's
it
that's
helps that you're good at what you do. You know what I mean? If you were junk, they would be
thank
like,
you.
"Oh, don't go to her." Because I know
They'd be like,
people that,
one and
yeah,
done.
yeah, and I know people that have gone to you for things, and like I was telling you earlier, one of my closest girlfriends, Megan, we were at her birthday party, and she's like, "Oh, my makeup girl knows you." I'm like, "Who, Manda?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, like she did your makeup? Like that's kind of a big deal." And she's like, "Yeah." Like she's all stoked, and it's just random people. Like, and I see your Instagram, you even do Halloween stuff. Like you do
Oh
some
yeah.
crazy Halloween stuff, huh?
Yeah, no, that's just something I like started doing on the side and I'm like, damn, I'm kind of good at this. I went to I went to this convention, this makeup convention when I was living in LA and I found these like paints there that like looked cool. So I bought this like paint set and like I don't know, I'm able to work with it. Like I felt like I'm able to like do some dope looks with it. And yeah, Halloween time is definitely a time where I try to like show this other side of me or this other like talent, I guess. It takes forever and honestly like it's long days when I'm doing Halloween looks, but
You
the
could charge the
outcome and
big
the
bucks for that though.
I know. And that's something I've always like been bad out too. Like I feel like my whole career people are like you could charge way more and I'm just like I don't know. I I like to keep the like integrity of like my like name and my business and I don't want to overcharge. I don't want to undercharge, but I don't want to overcharge. And I've like slowly my prices have slowly went up with my talent and with my experience and everything like that. But
Yeah.
I do know like just people in any industry sometimes they just think that they can like start and like charge like crazy. And I'm like I'm not one of those people. Like I definitely want my clients like I want it to be like worth it every single penny. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think you've earned every single penny you made, and
Thank
you
you.
all honestly have to know your value and be
Yeah,
compensated for it accordingly.
I know.
And that goes with everything. Me promoting DJ Hopper Boy, DJing, like everybody starts off ground level and everybody
Yeah.
gets paid what they're worth, and everybody's going to get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Everybody with a skill, everybody's going to want that talent to be used, and they're going to want it for as least amount of money as possible.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
know
when the
sometimes,
business side kicks in, you know what I mean?
yeah, it takes me a while. I'm like, damn, wait, I think I should be charging more now. Like it's been a
Yeah.
while, you know, like
Yeah.
I forget sometimes.
Yeah, you
I
gotta charge your level of value that you've accomplished. And it's like you're doing Ellie Mac
definitely,
and then you're gonna do somebody else like for a prom, it's gonna be same price, you know what I mean? Like
yeah. No, yeah, I definitely I always needed help with that, you know, like I'm like I
yeah.
always felt bad or whatever,
Because
but
you're too
no,
nice, that's why.
I know I am. I really have felt that in my career. Like sometimes I am too nice. And I didn't know how to say no to things too, because you want so bad like these bookings, right? When you're hustling from like the ground up, like all you want is like bookings and like you're stoked for everything you get. And then you get to a point where you're like so booked and then you still don't know how to say no to anything because you still appreciate everything that you're getting. And
Yeah.
then I got to a point where I realized like, oh my God, I don't have a life. Like I have no days off. Like, and I just like I felt like stressed. Like and I just remember listening to a podcast for like boss babes and like business owners, whatever. And she was saying like you have to learn to say no because if you're saying yes to everything, you can't give your 100% to every single, you know, gig, client, whatever it is. Um, and that like resonated with me. I'm like, oh my God, like I need to start saying no because I am stressed. Like, and so like since then, I feel like okay, I've been able to like give myself like set days off, and like even if I get a wedding gig, it's so hard. I'm like, no, I'm not available, But
Yeah.
I've learned to just say those words like I'm not available. That was so hard for me before. Um, but it's like a good problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's no is also a great word, and I've learned that
Yeah.
throughout the years, and I'm sure a lot of business owners learn the power of no, and it also
Hmm.
makes you more valuable, and it makes people not expect you to be available at the drop of a dime. It's like, no, bruh, I'm very busy. If you want my
Hmm.
services, you're gonna have to let me know in advance. And I
Yeah.
don't care if you're my mom's cousin's friend's auntie's daughters for prom. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It has to happen that way, and that's how good businesses run. And you can say no in a way where it's cool. Oh, I
yeah,
appreciate your business. I really wish I could, but I'm just not available. There's ways to do it, and it'll teach your clients to not expect you to be available so easily. And that's just
for
life. You
sure.
gotta That's what success does.
I know. It's like, damn, like you need a life, bitch. Like,
Yeah. You do, or you lose it.
yeah.
Then your work is gonna feel like work.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I feel like now that I give myself days off, like when I go on vacation and I don't do like what I do for like a week, I'm like, I miss working. I'm like, damn, I'm so blessed to like actually miss working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I, I, I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
So nowadays you're at this certain level and you kind of upped your game a little bit. You're doing tattoos and all that kind of stuff now, and you have your own shop. Like, what's going on?
So I rent a room, like a decent sized room in my girl's shop, and so everyone thinks I got my own shop because it's like so big, and I do classes and everything there. But I tattoo eyebrows, I tattoo lips, I do trainings for brows, so I teach girls how to do what I do and become entrepreneurs. And then I have my hair and makeup business where we mainly do weddings, but I have a group of girls that work for me and my team, and we'll go off and do groups like wedding groups and all of that. And so yeah, that's I got a couple more things on the roster of like what I'm planning on doing this year, but not yet.
So you actually have employees now.
I got girls that work for me. Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome. So your business is definitely leveled up. So
it
get back
has.
to the tattoos thing. How did you learn how to do that? And like, it's legit tattoos, not like microblading where it'll wear off in a couple of months or something.
So microblading, and so what I do is powder brows. Both is like some people will say semi-permanent. I don't say semi-permanent because it can stay like kind of forever, but I'm using like an actual tattoo machine with powder brows, and it's a different technique. You're not going so deep and dark as like a regular tattoo, but I got a hand machine, and I got it myself actually, these brows, and I'm putting this on other girls. It's a more natural style than like the olden days brow tattooing, but yeah, it's an actual machine. It's creating more like pixels versus like solid like shapes or lines or
Mm.
whatnot. Yeah. And then
So they're
lips as
shaving off
well.
their eyebrow, like shaving it off.
No, more
Oh,
hair the better, honestly, because I try to make it look the most natural as possible. So if they have eyebrow hair, that's even better. And I keep basically their main shape.
okay.
And so I'll just perfect the shape that they already got going on and just kind of like make it a little bit better, even it out a little bit more. But I keep the hair. I don't shave it off.
Okay. Have you ever messed up and messed somebody's face up?
You know, I never thank the Lord Jesus had a client that was like, I hate my eyebrows. You know, I was so deathly afraid when I first started because it's a 3-day training and I'm like, hey, bye, like good luck. And like you're just on your own. So it's like it's a lot of like you have to practice yourself. You have to like do your own models. It's all you after that. So that's why it's not all girls like a lot of girls will take the training but they won't
Yeah.
actually like keep doing it because that's a whole nother like road. But um I would like pray for every client, like, Lord Jesus, don't let me mess this lady's brows up. And like even even through the me doing it, I'm like, Lord, be with me. I'd be so scared. I'd like get anxiety. But they all loved it. And sometimes like I'm like, damn, it's not like I'm a perfectionist. So if it didn't look how like I would do it with makeup, I would be like, I'll be like hating it in my own like head. But they all loved it, and so that's all I'm grateful for. But I do remember like when I didn't love it, I go home and get so stressed out, like I would cry because
Oh,
I like genuinely want my all my clients to have like the best brows, and like I just care so much, like and so I would like go home and be like so stressed out so many times. I almost gave up like so many times because I'm like, fuck, this is so stressful, like like being like responsible for someone's face,
yeah.
is so stressful. But
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not like
no,
they can hide it.
it's not, and it's not makeup either. Like makeup, you just wipe that thing off after this. You can't. So yeah, it would stress me out so much. I would say the first year was like so much anxiety, but thank God no one else like hated it. And I never like super fucked up. There was just so I'm like, that shape could have been better or some,
Yeah.
like some minor stuff that I see. And then you just get better and better. And like I feel like thank God I'm just in a place now. I truly believe I can make anyone's brows like 10 times better. Like I'm super confident in what I do now.
And the reason why someone would get it tattooed is so that you wouldn't have to put on makeup, or like the shape is perfect, or
I mean, there's multiple reasons why, but yeah, you have a perfect shape. It's like on all the time. It Some people like don't have hair, so they kind of need it, and some people
mm,
like have hair and they just like want it to look good like 24/7. Um, yeah, I mean, some people's like their brows are like not symmetrical and it's kind of off, so I'm able to like make it like look more symmetrical.
oh,
There's
okay.
so many reasons why, but it looks so natural, honestly, that I truly believe like honestly everyone needs it. Like all females. I mean, just come to me.
This
Come, I
whole
got you.
conversation is making me realize how happy I am I'm not a girl and have to deal with any of that shit. I can
It's a
wake up, wash
lot.
my face, and I'm out. You guys take
You
like,
gotta go through so much.
yeah. So when you learn how to tattoo, you got to get certified or anything like that to do it.
Yeah, I get my tattoo license. But
Oh, like a
honestly,
legit tattoo license,
I am legal to tat you up
like any kind.
any kind, right? You like
That's
this? I don't know how
yeah.
to do it, but I get the
Can
machine. You can
try. I
try.
can, yeah, I would need a 49ers tattoo as soon as we win this Super
I
Bowl. So I'll hit
got
you
you,
up.
bro. We're gonna win this. We're gonna win
Yeah.
this. Right here, 49ers.
Yeah.
I
It's
got
gonna
you. I'm
happen.
actually, so that's actually one of the goals this year is to learn tiny tats. So just like small actual like tattoos.
Okay. Flashes, little
Yeah.
flashes.
Yeah, a little flash tattoo. So that I'm actually taking a training. I signed up for it in July. So I'm gonna
Oh
fly to
wow.
Cali and take that training.
Nice. That's awesome.
Add
I'll
something to the portfolio.
yeah. And you
Yeah.
said you also do lips.
hmm people tattoo their lips nowadays. That's the
So
thing.
what are you tattooing? Like color?
Yeah. So mine's is tatted. I'm like, do I got even anything on? I hardly have anything on. So it's like it's natural looking, but it gives you like a little bit of color. But it's a game changer for like darker girls that kind of have like that purple bluish shade going on. Like you can literally reverse that and it just looks like they have like a pretty like lip color. And
Okay.
then the girls that have like pale lips, which was kind of me, like it kind of just like blended into my face. Like it gives it color, it gives it just like a boost. So game changer. But yeah, you could tattoo your lips whatever color you want.
Well, that must feel weird, huh? Like getting your lips tattooed.
It feels weird like tattooing their lips because like
Oh,
usually I'm like up by their like brows and it's just like, I'm in my own area, but then over here it's just like I don't know. It's weird tattooing it too.
so the goal is so that these girls can just wake up and leave the house and not have to
Yep.
airbrush a whole ton of paint on their face. Okay.
Airbrush.
Some of
Yes.
these girls, I see them in the club and I'm looking like, oh, your
Like melting
Instagram,
off.
yeah, or like, oh,
You're like, oh,
it's,
this shit's catfishing over here.
yeah, that's just bullshit. Like, you cannot just paint one whole different face on. Like, that's false
Yeah.
advertisement.
Yeah. The girls that know how to do it good, it'd be
Yeah,
like night and day
it,
sometimes.
yeah, I've seen. I have experienced night and
I'm
day
sure you do that.
in
I'm
the
just
day.
joking. In the morning, you're like, what the fuck?
Yo, I was like, oh, that's just lying. That's illegal. Like, you cannot lie.
It should
I
be
am baby
illegal.
one baby wipe and it's a brand new person.
Oh, that's so funny. No, yeah.
Yo,
I mean, the before and afters I do on my page, like I'll have my guy friends be like, "Bruh, you guys are you never even freaking know." Like they're like, "That's the before and that's the after." Like they would trip out. They're like, "Fuck, like I could be getting catfish. I wouldn't even
oh,
know."
yup,
Like
yup, cheating. You can
cheating, yeah.
paint a whole new look.
Like, you can,
So
but you
what
have
it
to be good at it.
yeah, because I seen girls who not good at it and like
Yeah, and then it just looks worse.
look like they
I'm
put
like,
it on with a putty knife and just like,
yeah, sometimes I'm just like, oh, if you just like they're like pretty, but I'm like they're just like doing too much. I'm like, I wish they
yeah.
like,
You ever like just like, oh girl, come over here for a second and like just some random, let me help you out.
when I was working at Mac, right, we're just like standing around. If it was like slow and like some girl was just like walking in to look at something, I was like, do you got some time? Like, let me do your makeup. I do that a lot with brows, like, because they're like their brows would be like, I'm like, oh, I want to redo those, And so I would ask them like, hey, do you got some time? They're like, sure. And then like fully redo their brows, and then be like, oh my god. I'm like, she's like, I'm so sad. I have to like wipe this off. I'm like, Rick, I'm sad you gotta wipe that off too. Like, and that's when it first like kind of started like getting in my head about like, damn, like too bad I couldn't tattoo these brows on her because that just like looks so much better. And
Yeah.
then when it came, like, microblading became a thing and people started saying like you should do it. I was like, I should. Like I've been like kind of wanting to like put these brows permanently on girls like for a while now.
That's cool. That's super cool. And you said now you're training girls how to do these things?
Yep. So I train girls how to do ombre powder brows. It's a quick training too. Like all the trainings for this field is fast. So it's 3 days, but it's continuous support by me. And I feel like I give the training that I wish I had. My
Mm,
training was so like high and by, and I went to someone like big time in the mainland, and she was so big time she didn't even have time to like be there for me, when I needed
yeah.
it. So when I had questions and stuff, I didn't really have anyone to go to, or just like watch or anything like that. So I do trainings now. It's been a good like 2 3 years of training. I want to say 3 years. And I honestly love it. Like I just love providing the training that I just know I'm giving a good training. Like if I just wish I trained my damn self.
I'm sure the girls you're training probably have an easy time learning from you because you're personable and you can manda
Oh
it
yeah.
up and
Yeah.
it'll
We click.
yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
make it super comfortable for them. I don't train more than two girls at a time because I like to like just, make it easy going, chill,
Yeah.
like let's laugh, let's joke, and just truly let them know like I'm watching you guys, I'm here for you guys. You guys have my undivided attention and you guys can come and like ask me whatever after this. I invite them to come whenever they want. Like if they have a day off to come watch me do whatever client I'm doing that day. Like I'm like, I'm super there for my students after if they want it. But it's I would say it's about a 50-50 range. And this is what all the trainers that I talk to, you'll have girls that want to do the training and think like, okay, like after this training, like I'm just gonna be like, like I'm gonna just be there. And like, no, it's like you have to put in blood, sweat, and tears and like practice and like, not give up. And then you will
Yeah.
get there, and only like half of the girls I feel like really have that self-motivation because it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Even the makeup school I went to, I think I'm the only one in my class that still was doing makeup. But I was the only one I think that paid for myself too. Like all the
Oh
girls in
yeah.
my class, they came from around the world. Like I had this one girl from like Paris, um, in my class, but yeah, I don't think none of them are doing makeup. But I was so motivated. I was like, my money is not going to waste.
At least making it back.
I'm making this back. Yeah,
Well, that's true, and that's something you won't be able to teach. So know
yeah,
that. Like you can't teach
yeah. You
ambition
can't.
and hard
Hmm.
work, and laziness is a hard drug to get to kick, and people just
Yeah.
cannot. And
Hmm.
you can teach them all the things in the world, but you'll never teach them drive. And
Exactly.
you can help steer girls in that way, and if they got it, they'll be like you and level
Yeah,
themselves up. But
yeah. That's what
and
I tell
these
them. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, you just let them hear this episode before you take the training, and then they can see what they really want to do. You know what I mean?
I tell them before they even like take the class when they're asking me, I'm like, okay, because I don't want them to waste their money. I'm gonna be super honest with you. I'm like, I will train you, I will be the best trainer, and I will be there for you every step of the way if you want it. But you have to have the self motivation yourself. This ain't elementary school, preschool, like this is college. Like you can come to class, but I'm not gonna hunt you down to do your work,
Yeah.
So it's all I tell them. I'm like, if you want it, you can get anything you want from me. I will be there for you. But I'm not gonna hunt you down for you to like do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I warn them all because I truly, truly, I'm not just trying to take money. I'm trying to like, I want to train girls that like want it.
You want to train the next Manda?
Right? I'm trying to get these girls up. I get
Yeah.
so proud too when I see like them working. I got like this one girl in my shop. I trained her only like a little over a year ago. She's killing it now. She's a military wife. She's like from California, but she's doing like all the military girls and I love it. And my other cousin that I like trained, she like has her own shop that she just opened and it's like so pretty. She's I just it makes me happy when I see like my students just like killing it. I'm like, I did
That's
that
awesome.
kind of.
Yep. And
Just a little
yeah.
bit.
And what, you get them certified and everything as well?
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh,
I help
nice.
them how to get I show them how to get their tattoo license. So actually before they even take the class, I tell them to get the tattoo license. I give them all the steps, the papers, all of that. And then, yeah, and then I certify them,
Oh, that's super
give
cool.
them a cute
And
little certificate.
and you're giving back and you're building your brand, and yeah, you're gonna have a lineage of girls under you. You ever hire them or use them to work some of your gigs? Or it's
No,
too
I feel
separate?
like, yeah, the makeup is separate from, but I mean, my girls on my makeup side, like I'll show them how to do some things. But for my brows, the training, I don't have my own shop. Maybe one day when I have like my own like big shop, like I'll like hire them under me. But right now I'm just there for them and they can actually rent part-time or just like by the day in the shop that I'm in.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it seems like throughout the years you kind of strategically made a plan, figured out how to achieve that plan, and then went to the next plan. So it's kind of like
Hmm.
a new year, what you got going on for the future, because I'm sure this ain't the cap.
Yeah, no, I like every year my goal is to like level up some way, somehow, like just whatever, just I just can't be in the same spot. So always just like getting out of my comfort zone every single year is the goal. So, and I've done that. I'm like, I can look back at every single year and be like, okay, I did this different. But This year I told you I wanted to do tiny tats, so I got that booked already. I actually am gonna learn hair because I don't do hair myself. I hire hairstylists like on my team, but I'm like, I should learn hair myself because sometimes I just get booked for like a bride hair and makeup. And I'm like, I could just do both myself,
Yeah.
you know? So I have that training that I have saved to do. So I'm gonna learn hair, I'm gonna learn tiny tattoos. I want to start like making my own products too, like somewhat in my industry and
Oh,
selling.
wow.
I want some e-commerce, some selling on Amazon. I'm trying to make money in my sleep because I'm like, can I be a super old like makeup artist and like permanent makeup artist? Will people still like want to get to get
Yeah.
done by me if I'm like hella old? I'm like, I don't know how much more years I got in this game.
I'm sure
I'm
you
like
got a
early.
lot more years. You're not that old.
I mean, I'm 32, but I'm like, frick, can I be like in my 40s? Like, I mean, I can,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I just need to make some money while I sleep. So I'm like trying to make my own products or yeah, I got a whole list of goals this year.
All right. Well, I'm
Yeah.
excited to see you hit them. I did get a chance to check out your website, and I feel like that's one of the best websites I've seen like a
Oh,
female have that
thank you.
looks so professional. And I mean, it made me want to try to change mine up a little bit. But so what is your website, and what can you get from going on there?
So when you go to my website, you can see like all the different things that I offer. So I have my makeup, I have my lip blush, I have my ombre powder brows, and then I have my training. So my girl Jazzy just redid my website. It was so worth every single penny. And um yeah, she made it look so professional. I gotta give her that prop. But yeah, so then you can click each one is like its own website that you click into. So yeah, it's pretty I would like to say it's pretty like easy. Everything is kind of
Yeah.
self-explained on my website. Yeah. Yeah. So I got all four services on my website and then yeah, they can just book me like right from there, at least with browse they can. And then yeah, I have a portfolio for like each one.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I
I'm pretty
wanted
proud of
to
my website.
Yeah, I thought it was super impressive. And like those kind of things don't impress me usually. And I was like, whoa, this seems like a full like a high-end spa kind of thing. Like it looked legit, like super
Aw,
nice.
shout out to Jazzy.
I wanted to ask you, have you ever taken a little time and stop and look back at everything you accomplished from that first time you started to decide like I'm gonna go to the mainland, from that moment to where you are now? Have you appreciated and kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
gave yourself flowers for that? Do you ever do that?
You know what? Like the first time I did it was like not even that long ago. Like I already was like, I kind of already was like killing it in my career. And I was like, one day I was like, damn, like I remember like crying, thinking that like I wasn't gonna make it or just like praying like I just would always pray that I would be able to support me and my mom because it's always just been like a struggle and it's just me and her like I got no siblings. My dad's like in California, like I just was raised with my mom. My mom never remarried or anything like that, and it we just had a rough it was rough once the economy like went down. Was it 2008?
Yeah.
And I just we went through so much and I just remember like crying and being like, you know, just praying that I'll be financially stable enough to just take care of me and my mom. And it's just so crazy because I'm like, damn, like I take care of me and my mom. Like I'm able to, I do it now, you know, like and just yeah, like thinking about blowing all my money for that makeup school, like not really knowing how it was gonna like turn out. And like I remember crying on my girl's couch, thinking I wasn't gonna have enough money and just like all the things that I went through in like LA, like the hustle being like so crazy. And yeah, it's just I I I had that moment where I'm like, "Oh my God, I did it." You know, like, but I always think that there's more, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's like this finish line. So it was hard. Like it took a while to like get to that like point where I'm like, oh my God, like I could say I did it, but like in my
Yeah.
mind, I'm like, but you have so much more to go. You
Yep.
didn't really do it. You still going.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it is crazy to like look back and be like, damn, like everything I did pray for, which was just to like support me and my mom and like do what I love, like I do. I have that right now. And so that I'm like super, super grateful for. Yeah.
Well, I think you should be proud. And I think it took courage and it took hard work. And kind of, I don't see these attributes in a lot of people recently.
No.
Everybody seems very entitled and wanting a handout or having something given to them, and not working for their goals. And I always joke around with people in the industry. It's like, well, when you're finished in the industry, if you're a dude, you're gonna sell real estate. If you're girls, you're gonna do a lashes. And that
Yeah.
that's pretty much how it goes. And
Yeah.
you should be proud of what you accomplished and how you accomplished it, and your work ethic to keep going and leveling leveling yourself up. And I think for me, like, I'm gonna let my daughter listen to this because she needs to be the same
Aw.
way. Like, she needs to get inspired by people like you and to know, frick, I can bet on myself and I can work for what I'm betting on. And that's those people in life that are like one percenters. That's the people that bet on themselves. And it's something I've done my whole life. And granted, I crapped out a few times, but it's still not gonna stop me. I
Yeah.
think your future should be bright, and I think you'll hit whatever goals you reach. What I do respect and what I didn't know about you was your relationship with God. Everything you
Mm.
said that you were trying to do, you got to pray about it and think about
Mm-hmm.
it and ask God, like, what direction should I go? And
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I've done my whole life, and something that, I mean, I never really said it much, but before I started promoting, I just broken up with my girlfriend at the time. And
Mm-hmm.
I had a motorcycle. I went to Kulo and I sat down and I prayed. I'm like, okay, what the hell am I gonna do now? Like,
Mm-hmm.
God, let me know what direction I need to take my life and what I'm gonna do and what's my next move. And when I got back, I parked my bike. And as soon as I parked my bike, I don't know if you remember Peter. Peter called. He's like, hey, Thad, Ronnie, who works with AGN or own AGN at the time, is like, oh, he wants you to come tonight and talk to you about promoting with us. And that's how I got started. I'm like, oh, God actually like answered
That's
my,
how it
yeah.
works.
And
It's so crazy.
yeah, and throughout the years, I've grew my relationship with him, and I find answers a lot more available to me if you understand how to receive them.
Oh
And to
yeah.
hear you talk about it is pretty cool, because I feel like you have a strong faith, and that kind of guided
Mm-hmm.
you throughout whatever shit you've had to deal with. But
Do it.
God doesn't really give opportunities for people that's not willing to work for it. So
Yeah.
guarantee. Yep.
He met me halfway. He knew how bad I wanted it. And like I had faith in him the whole time. Like when I moved to California, I feel like I went alone, but like I also didn't go alone because I felt like he was with me. And my relationship with him was so strong too, because I kind of was like by myself. So like I was like just like I was praying about everything, and like it was just so crazy. Like the little things that would show me that he's there. I just remember too, my family, like I only had a year to live with my family. They're like, you gotta leave after this date. They like gave me a date, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm so broke. Like, what am I gonna do? I don't want to move back home yet. Like, you know, I was like just like getting my feet wet in LA and stuff. And I'm like, damn, I had like 3 months, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I just kept praying about it. And then one of my girlfriends that I met at the makeup school who moved back to Jersey, she came from Jersey to go to that school, and she moved back, but she called me like randomly like one day, and she's like, hey, like, do you want to be my roommate in, I forget what month it was, but it was so crazy because it was the exact month that I had to move out. And her mom was on the line too, and I'm like, I was like, I would. I just don't have a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie, you know. And the mom, she was like, that's okay, honey. Like, I just want someone to stay with my daughter. She was gonna go to hair. She was gonna come back to LA to do hair school now. And she was like, that's okay, honey. I know you take care of your mom, and I know that, like, like it, it's a little rough for you. Like, I just want someone to stay with my daughter. You can give me whatever you is like you can. And I'm like, and it was the exact month that I had to leave my family's house. And I thought I was gonna have to move back home. And I just was like, oh, it's just so crazy. And I was tithing 10% the whole time when I was up there. And I was like broke and I was just a server. So but I was going to church by myself when I could, and I was like giving 10% of everything. And I was doing that because I'm like, I know giving you my 10%, I'm gonna get 20 times more back. And I just trust you, Lord. And I like I know, and I just like saw the vision for my career, and I trusted him in it, and I hustled and I prayed, and he literally was like there for me the whole time. And just crazy things like that, my whole life would just happen. And I think it's because I trusted him so much too, right? And I like and I just prayed, you know?
Yep. That's
Yeah.
that's that's how it works. And that's
Yeah.
definitely what's supposed to happen.
Hmm.
Um, Last thing I wanted to talk to you about was my daughter's 13, and her little friends, they spend all my money at Sephora, and I don't know if they're too young. Like, I don't know. I was never a girl. I was never around teenage girls. I don't know.
13.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a trip. And they buy these makeup things and cleansers and all this. Like, she has literally a little refrigerator on her desk
Oh,
full
I know
of,
exactly which one you're talking about.
yeah. And she has, I'm like, I thought she had food in there for like the first month, and it's like
It's
skincare.
skincare.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm like,
that's so
you're
funny.
13, you don't need skincare. Like, is that normal? And is that,
It's the thing now. It's
yeah,
the thing
that
now. It's like in to like
because
that's
of
why all the
TikTok.
girls are getting it's because of TikTok, it's because of YouTube. Like all the girls are now getting into like makeup and stuff. When I was getting into it, it didn't like pop off yet, you know? But I'm like,
Yeah,
damn, now like everyone's a makeup artist. I feel like, you know. But but yeah, no, it's totally because of social media, and skincare is like the thing now. And if only it
yeah,
was the thing when like I was young, like could have prevented ourselves from like looking old or whatever. But no, yeah, it's totally like the thing. But and it's expensive, like Sephora
yes.
and all the things. Yeah, no, you're gonna be spending money. You're gonna be
Yeah,
spending money. Yeah,
just
yeah. It
just this year, like for Christmas, like Hoppa hit me up. He's like, what does Ari want for Christmas? I'm like, a Lululemon freaking gift card and Sephora. And he's like, what is that? And I'm like, I don't know. And
no, yeah, it'd be expensive nowadays.
yeah, but
Mm.
is that healthy? Like, I want to know, is that, I feel
Yeah.
like at such a young age you don't need to wear makeup and all that. Like, is it gonna be bad, like skin wise, or putting all that stuff?
Makeup,
Yeah,
makeup, yes. Like I wouldn't say like young girls should be like putting on a full face. Like some of these high school girls I see that they're going with like a full face like to high school every day. And I didn't even do that. Like it that's not healthy. That's not good for the skin. Like, and I'm super about like natural stuff too, you know? Like even me,
yeah,
I don't even wear like makeup unless I'm like going out, but on a daily basis, like I'm like all natural. But skincare is fine. Sometimes you got to look at the products because there's like stuff that actually isn't good for them in the products,
yeah.
you know?
I have this app
So
now.
I
It's called
Yucca.
Yuka. Yeah, I'm scanning all
Yes,
her
I
shit.
love
I'm like,
Yucca.
you can't use
Oh
that. You
yeah.
can't use that.
No,
He's like, Daddy, I hate
yeah.
that app.
No, yeah, I be on Yucca. Like you should I be in longs too. I'm like, yeah, I'm like spending hours. Like when I first got it, was I was kind of going crazy.
Me
But
too. I'm scanning
so now
cereal and fucking like
yeah.
everything.
I'm like, damn, like my Cheerios, like
Yeah,
my Cheerios,
yeah.
like
Cheerios is no good.
what? But I still be eating my Cheerios though. I love my Cheerios.
Yeah,
But no, yeah, scan that Yucca app. Like if it's not good on Yucca, like don't use it on a daily basis, you know, and then my nights out or like special occasions, I'll just,
Run it.
I'll do whatever. Yeah, I'll run it. But yeah, no. I mean, at her age, just like get the cleansers and the skincare that is just like more natural stuff, and then she'll
Okay.
she'll be golden. Yeah, she got
All
nice
right.
skin anyway. She's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, she's
She's
little.
gorgeous. I knew from when she was
Thank
like hella young. I'm like, oh man, she's gonna
you.
she's gonna be gorgeous. Like I knew you're gonna be in trouble like when she was a
Yeah,
teenager.
she's
Yeah,
already, yeah, she cannot,
it's
or yeah.
happening.
You're gonna have to do her makeup
Yes,
for her prom. So I'm putting
yes.
you on notice now because I know by then I'm gonna have to stand in line. I'll be like,
I
okay,
will make
put it.
sure I got
Yeah.
some time for her. Even like don't they got like some intermediate? Yeah, they got the intermediate stuff. I don't know. Whatever she freshman, whatever. If she can come to me, yes,
All
come
right. That
over.
would be cool. That would be cool. Well,
Yeah.
girl, this conversation was exactly why I wanted to have you on because I know how hard you
Uh,
hustled. I didn't know the details of it. And I really hope this will inspire somebody. And I think,
Me too.
yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna let my daughter listen to this one. And
No.
I, I don't think I swore too much on it, so I think it'd be okay.
I know I did a couple times. I'm sorry.
Sorry. No, it's all good. You should have one of the boys on, and I'm like, oh, I gotta edit all this.
I know. I was like, damn it. I was like, after I said, I'm like, that came out, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
All
right.
right. As long as I'm
My
not as
daughter's
bad as
used to
you other
it.
people.
My daughter tried
Uh,
to get me to have a swear jar, and I'm like, no way. 149er game. I'm gonna lose two paychecks.
I tried to do that before.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
Well, where can people find you? Your website, social media, where can people find you and get in contact with you if they want their makeup done or to be in one of your classes?
So social media is all Mua Manda. So Mua actually stands for makeup artist. So it's MUA period Manda, MANDA. And then my website is also muamanda.com. So it's all just Mua Manda. Easy.
All right
Yeah.
on. Okay, and for us, our Instagram is Above the Bridge Podcast. Our YouTube channel is Above the Bridge Podcast, and our website is atbpod.com. My personal Instagram is Thaddy Daddy High. You can find this podcast wherever you find your podcast. So any platform, it should be there. Well, thank you for taking time out and coming on. And
Yes.
I definitely want to have you back and see how far you come in the future, in the next couple years, and see where you're at. And hopefully you're still on the island, not doing some movie
I know.
sets.
I thought about moving, but I love it here. And all
Yeah.
my brow clients made me swear that I'm not gonna move.
Well, I guess you can't then.
I can't. Like I'm stuck.
All
But
right.
I had such a fun time though. Thank you for bringing me on.
Yeah, right on. All right. Well, shakas for the cameras. All right, we're out. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.